Okay, yeah, so we'll start seated. So just having the legs crossed, letting the heels, not the heels, the knees come down towards the floor. So just adjust yourself so that you can really feel your sit bones on the block or on the floor and have the knees relaxed. And we'll have the palms of the hands onto the knees this morning for our seated practice. So just allow them to be comfortable near the knees. And we'll just lower the gaze and just take a few breaths. Big breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. And just welcoming yourself onto the mat this morning, into this new morning. I'm inviting you to close the eyes if that's comfortable. And just finding a steady, even breath in and out through your nose. So becoming aware of the body on the mat, gravity holding us here, and the height of the body reaching up. Have those shoulders come away from the ears and allow the neck to be long with the chin just slightly tucked in. And just checking in with yourself this morning. How are you feeling right now? What's your mood? And maybe asking how are your energy levels? So maybe you're feeling a bit lethargic and sleepy, or maybe you've risen feeling quite energized. Just noticing. So the focus of this practice, sort of our intention, is just to recognize that this is me, this is where we are. So throughout the practice, maybe inviting you just to say to yourself, this is me. So we're not looking at yesterday's version or tomorrow's version, but how you are right now. Maybe when you remember during our practice, just really saying to yourself, this is me, and accepting yourself just as you are. Okay, we'll blink the eyes open and keeping the hands on the knees. We're just going to take some circles through the sort of waist and through the hips. So leading with the chest, going one way and then the other, using your hands to sort of help pull and push you around. And you can make these circles as small or as big as you like. So maybe they get bigger, maybe they just stay as small circles. And now just go in the opposite direction. You're getting some movement into the shoulders. You might notice some clicks as you do this. You're coming a little bit lower as you sweep to the front. Good. So now coming back up to seated, keeping the hands on the knees. We'll do some sort of cat-cows, but in this position. So as you inhale, going to lift the chest forward, arch the back. And then as you exhale, really tuck that navel, take that navel backwards, chin to chest. Inhale, bring the chest forward, arch the back. And then exhale, navel backwards. A few more. Really noticing the movement in the spine. So take the shoulders away from the ears and you breathe in. Good, well done everyone, that's nice. Excellent, and coming back to seated. And now we'll just take the block away if you've been sat on one. I come into all fours. So just coming into that all fours position and just getting some more movement into the body. So just Spreading the fingers wide, taking the weight, taking the hips around, getting some weight onto those wrists to really stretch into those fingers, moving the hips, perhaps taking the body all the way to one side and then all the way to the other side. Just realised I haven't put my microphone on. So just come back into a sort of a child's pose, and I'll just put my microphone on because I don't know if you can hear me okay. So just take a few breaths in child's pose. And then coming back up onto all fours. Give me a thumbs up if I'm coming through the microphone now. Is it a bit better? Okay, sorry. Okay, and so in our all fours position, we're going to take the right leg back and push the right heel down towards the floor to get a calf stretch here. So keep the core strong. So suck the tummy in here and take the heel back down towards the floor for our calf stretch. Good. Good, now bring that knee all the way in as you exhale to the elbow. And we're going to take this knee now and make some circles in the air. So let the knee almost be the pointer and make some circles with that hip. So really trying to get into that hip. It might click a little bit. So you stretch in, circling one way, making those circles as big as you want to, and then circling the other way. Good. Excellent. And now bringing that right leg straight out behind you and maybe taking the left arm out in front, but just noticing how your balance is, what your body is saying this morning. Remember, we said this is you, work with your body. So if this feels too imbalanced, just stay with the legs outstretched, engaging the glutes. Otherwise, take the arm out, see if you can find your balance, maybe even bending that right leg and taking hold of the foot with the left hand. Just seeing what you want to do this morning. Good. If you have got hold of that foot, then push the foot away from you, but draw the core in strongly, so the navel up towards the ceiling. Good. And release. Wherever you are, release down. Bring the hands back and the knees back down. Good. We'll do the same on the other side. So left leg stretches out, heel down towards the floor. Find that calf stretch. Now bring that knee in, touching the elbow, and then take that left knee in circles now to really open up the hip. So circling out, leading with the knee. Exploring where you can find some space to open up the hip. And then going the other way, the opposite direction. Try and keep your breath steady as you do this. Good. Now stretching that left leg out behind you. Again, option to stay here. Option to lift the right arm off this time. Find your balance. And then maybe bending the left knee to take hold of the left foot. And just if you have got the foot, take those toes away from you so it stretches open the shoulder. Keep the core strong. If you're feeling a bit wobbly, find a gaze point. So perhaps find a spot on your mat to focus on. Good, great. And we'll release down. Excellent. Okay, so from here, we're going to move into a downward dog. So tuck the toes under. Take your weight back onto your hips back And come to find your downward dog. So have some movement in your first downward dog. So maybe moving the arms, the elbows, the shoulders, taking the heels down towards the floor. Make this dog quite a moving dog as you find the space. And now coming onto the balls of your feet. Bend the knees a lot and take those sit bones to the sky to really open up the shoulders and lengthen out the spine. Great, well done. And then take the heels down towards the floor. And we'll just find some stillness here now. So you inhale, just be aware of those sit bones reaching up. And as you exhale, take the heels towards the floor, armpits towards the ankles. Great, well done. Okay, so we inhale, bend the knees, look up to the hands, and now we're going to come into Malasana Yogi Squat. So either taking a big step to Yogi Squat, or maybe if you're feeling quite energetic, you might want to jump the feet wide either side of the hands. And then just taking your time, maybe going from side to side, coming into Yogi Squat. It's fine if you don't need to stay up on the heels. Remember, you're working with your body. You're starting with exactly where you are. So you might want to come and sit on a block. That's another option. So sitting on a block, bringing the elbows into the inner thighs. And then remember to look down through those middle fingers to find some length in the spine. So working into those hips. So you might want a little bit of movement here in the ankles, just before you sort of settle to some stillness to stretch out the hips. Great, well done. Okay, from here we're going to roll back onto the bottom to seated. Roll all the way down really slowly onto our backs. Good. And then we're going to hug the knees in. So now we're going to massage our lower back by getting some momentum by rocking back and forward. And what I'd like us to do now to work on our core is to come up to a standing position. So get enough momentum to see if you can come up to standing without using your hands. Well done. That's it, good. And then we're going to go back down. So bend the knees, slowly roll back down, sit the bottom down, take the weight forward, then roll down the spine, hug the knees in. And we're going to do that again. So get some momentum, have a bit of a play. And then once you're ready, see if you can come up to standing. Use the hands if you need to. Remember, it's whatever your body is this morning. Great. And one more time. So lower yourself down. Come onto the toes. Lower the bottom. Roll down the spine with control. Good. Hug the knees in. And same thing again. And we'll meet in standing when you're ready. Good, well done. Okay, it's good for warming up our body and our core. And we'll come just now to start our sun salutation. So Surya Namaskara A. So big toes together, heels an inch apart. Bring the palms of the hands together at the chest. Shoulders away from your ears. Engage your quads. So lift the knees slightly to engage the quads. Good. Just take a few breaths here. So close the eyes for a moment. Really notice your feet feeling rooted and grounded to the floor. See if you can really make contact with the mat. Notice the height of the body reaching up. This is you, perfect as you are. So blink the eyes open, take the palms either side. We'll come into our sun salutations. Inhale, reach the hands up, look to the fingertips. Exhale, fold forward from the hips. Have that flat back. When you can feel that tension, bend the knees, fingertips either side. Good. Inhale, hands to shins or knees,
flat back, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands either side, big step back to the back of the mat. Come into a high plank here, then lower the knees and drop the hips and the chest to the floor at the same time. Good. Untuck the toes. Inhale, come up to a gentle cobra. Get to stretch out that back there, front of the tummy. Exhale, lower down, tuck the toes. Come back on the knees, back through tabletop, up to downward facing dog. And then set up your dog. Find the length in the spine. Make sure you can see the mat between each of your fingers here. And there's an equal distance between the little fingers and the sides of the mat and the little toes and the sides of the mat. So you're feeling quite central on your mat. Good. Inhale, lift the hips. Exhale, take those heels towards the floor. Find that steady breath. Good. Exhale, bend the knees. Look between the hands and either a big step or maybe a jump between the fingers. Inhale, Urdhva Uttanasana, halfway lift. Really push the bottom away from you here to feel the hamstrings. Exhale, fold forward, bend the knees. Lift the hips high, relax the head. Then inhale, come all the way up. Look to the fingertips, stretch out the tummy. And then exhale, bring the palms down to the chest. Samastiti either side. Good, we'll go again. Inhale, look to the fingertips, reach tall. Exhale, fold forwards from the hips. Relax the head. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step or jump to the back of the mat into a high plank, maybe dropping the knees, maybe lowering the body down one long line. Untuck the toes. Inhale, come up to cobra. Exhale, lower down, tuck the toes, hips up and back to downward facing dog. Get starting to warm up. See if you can feel that stretch in the hamstrings here. Take the shoulder blades, broaden the shoulder blades and sort of part them on your back, so bringing them down to around, wrapping them around your armpits. Take a few breaths. Good. Exhale, bend the knees, look between the hands. Maybe jump this time between the fingers. Inhale, look up. Lift the chest. Exhale, fold forwards. Inhale, come all the way up. Urdhva Hastasana. And then exhale, Samastiti. And hands down, palms either side. And we'll do one more now. So option to come into up dog and not to hover the legs off the floor this time. So I'll talk you through that, but you can choose any of the options. Inhale, look to the fingertips. Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, fold forward, chest to thighs. Uttanasana. Push the floor away from you with your fingertips. Inhale, halfway lift. Urdhva Uttanasana. Exhale, step or jump to the back of the mat. Come into high plank, then lower down. Keep those forearms vertical. Maybe hovering off the floor here. Untuck the toes. Inhale. Keep the legs hovering if you want to. Come into up dog. Exhale, lower down. Roll over those toes. Push back up to downward facing dog. Well done. Good. Take a few breaths here. So we'll inhale through the nose here. We'll exhale through the mouth. Really releasing. So getting our body moving. Getting rid of anything that we don't want in our bodies. Good. Exhale, bend the knees, look between the hands, big jump. Halfway lift. Inhale. Shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, fold forwards. Inhale, come all the way up. Wonderful. Okay, we'll do one sun salutation B now. So starting with the hands either side. My mat's on the move. We'll exhale, touch the floor, and then as you inhale, come up into Utkatasana. So lift the pubic bone, tuck the tailbone. Good. Drop the sit bones down a bit lower. Exhale, fold forward, ribs to thighs. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, jump back, high plank. Lower the body down, chaturanga. Untuck the toes. Inhale, come up. Exhale, lower down, roll back over the toes. Push back up to downward facing dog. Well done. Good. This time, right foot replaces the right thumb. Back heel drops 45 degrees. Warrior one, hips facing forwards. Really lift the chest. Breathe in. And then exhale, take the hands down either side. Foot back, high plank, chaturanga, body in one long line. Great. Untuck the toes. Inhale, come up. Exhale, lower down. Tuck your toes, push back up. Downward facing dog. Well done. Left foot replaces the left thumb. Back heel, 45 degrees. Warrior one on this time side. So really split the mat with your feet here. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, bring the hands down either side. Foot back. Come over into your high plank. Lower the body down slowly with control. Good. Untuck the toes. Inhale. Lift up. Exhale, lower down. Tuck your toes. And push yourself all the way back up. Downward facing dog. Well done. That's great, everyone. Okay, so just take a few breaths here. Exhale, bend the knees. Look between the hands, a big step. Jump now between the fingers. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forwards. Push the mat away. Hips high. Inhale, Utkatasana, tuck the tailbone. And then exhale, Samastiti. Brilliant, that's awesome, well done. Have a little drink if you'd like one. It's really good. Hopefully nice and warm with our sun salutations. Good, and great to see some of you doing the different options and working with your body, which is what we need, what you want. Only working with your body. Okay, we're going to start with the Prasarita Padottanasana now. So coming to big wide step on the side of the mat. So facing the side of the mat. Heels turn slightly out. Arms out in a T position here. We'll just inhale, lift the chest. And then as you exhale, bring the arms down to place them on the floor. So bend the knees if you need to here. And we're going to use the hands on the floor then to push the mat forwards. And then sort of bring your head further between your legs. Squeeze the elbows together as if I've put a block between your elbows and so you're going to hold on to it. So squeeze the elbows together and then try and straighten out the legs if they are bent. Good. Inhale, bring your hands to your hips. Come up halfway. Good. So now find your waist. Sort of dig your fingers slightly into your hip bone so you can find your waist. Now we're just going to fold forwards here. So we're bending at the waist this time. Allow the elbows to rise up and sort of squeeze towards one another. So you're taking the shoulders away from the ears. Good. And inhale, come up. Come all the way up this time, and we'll take a big step to the top of the mat. Good. If I'm going to find a little warrior three sequence now, so you might want to, if you've got anything in front of you, step to the middle of your mat. Bring the palms together in the chest. Lift the right knee up. So just find your balance here. So make sure you've planted that left foot nice and solidly to the floor. Good. And then as you exhale, take that right heel away from you and tip forward into our warrior three. Good. Find your balance. Maybe taking the hands out in front of you. Just working with your body today. Good. And then as you inhale, come back up, bring the knee in. We'll just see if we can find our dancer pose here. So take the right hand onto the right foot and maybe coming into dancer. So bring the left hand out in front of you and just push that back foot, the right foot, into your hand to find that stretch. Great, well done. Looking good there. Well done, Michelle. Lovely, Kate. It's really nice, Beth, and good. And exhale, come back up. Bring that knee, so don't put the knee down yet. Bring that foot. Take the right knee across the left. Sorry, the right ankle across the left knee. Come into funky chair. So we'll just stretch out the outer hip here. That poor left leg might be talking to you. Good. And then inhale, come back up, and we'll come back to standing. Great. Okay, this time plant the right foot, heel down, toes spread nice and wide. You might want the toes just turned out slightly. Depends on how your leg is built. Okay, so hands to the chest. Inhale, bring that left knee up. Exhale, push the heel away from you, tip forwards. Maybe taking the hands out in front. Try and find that stretch out through that left foot. Great. Inhale, come up. Left hand takes hold of the left foot. Find our dancer pose. So right hand comes out in front. Left foot pushes into the left hand. Find that gaze point. Good, nice. Well done, Katie. Really good. Okay. And then as you inhale, come up. Take the left ankle now over the right knee. Funky chair on this side. So lower yourself down. Palms to your chest. Great. Nice balance there, Sammy. And inhale, come all the way back up. Come back to seated. Wonderful. Big step out again. Now we'll come to find our goddess pose. So have the toes slightly turned out this time. Wide legs. Knees are going to travel over like the middle or the second toe. So keep the knees wide here. And as we inhale, we'll lift the chest up. And exhale, lower down. Reach the hands up above the head. Good. Big inhale. Exhale, cactus out the arms. Feel really strong in your goddess pose. Tuck the pubic bone under. Inhale, reach up. And then exhale, cactus out the arms. So keep that tailbone tucked under. One more. Inhale. And then exhale. See if you can lower your bottom down as you cactus out the arms. Wonderful. And inhale, push all the way back up. Great. Okay, from here, keep the legs wide. Just twist the heels so the heels are facing out now. Inhale, interlace the fingers behind the back, sorry. Lift the chest, inhale. And then exhale, fold forward. So bring the hands over the head. So really squeeze the inner elbows after face outwards, the eye of the elbow facing outwards, so that you can rotate the shoulders. Great. Wonderful. Take an inhale and exhale. And inhale, come all the way up. Walk the feet to inwards. And we'll come back into our yogi squat here into Malasana. So finding that yogi squat, maybe sitting on a block, maybe coming onto the toes. Great. Just take a few breaths here. Really trying to find some length in that spine and neck. So keep your shoulders away from your ears. You can look down. Nice. Well done, Sharon. Good. And then exhale, lower down. We'll come into our seated poses now. So we're going to find Dandasana, our staff pose. So coming to sit bones to the floor. Legs out in front of you, maybe a bend in the knees. Okay, so we're not rounding out through the spine. Tilt the pelvis. Good. Fingertips either side, grow tall. Lift the chest. Have the toes pointing towards the ceiling. So maybe as you sit here, you find a little bit more space in the hamstrings and the legs work their way towards the floor. Just notice they're absolutely fine to have a bend in the knees to make sure those hips are in the right place. Good. Inhale, lift the arms up. And then exhale, really zip up through the tummy and fold the ribs onto the thighs. Good. Maybe holding onto the ankles, maybe reaching the toes. Inhale, find some length. Exhale, reach forwards. Maybe taking the elbows high. You can take yogi toe lock on the big toes. This is Paschimottanasana. Inhale, find some length, and then exhale, take yourself forward. So look forwards, so you're not rounding out the spine. Look over the toes. Nice, Kate, good. Great. And we'll release. We'll come to find Janu Sirsasana now. So coming with the, I'll just come to face so you can see what I'm doing. Coming to put the one leg, bring the right leg bent so the foot comes into the thigh. So we're like in a half butterfly here. Inhale, lift the chest, and then exhale, fold forwards over the left leg. Great. Inhale, find some length, and then exhale, maybe reaching that foot, maybe holding on to the ankle. Taking that right knee down towards the floor. Good. Inhale, come up. Now this time we're going to find Janu Sirsasana B by taking the heel underneath you so that the toes are just sticking out like a little tail. If I come around here, you can see what I'm doing. So keep that right knee bent. You want the heel under the perineum. Okay, so we're going to hover ourselves above the heel. It's really good for making our pelvic floor strong. So use your pelvic floor. So zip up inside to try and hover off that heel. So you can feel the heel, but the weight isn't sinking down. So you can put your hands either side if you need to. If not, inhale here. Good. And exhale, bring the hands down. Okay, so keep that hovering. Well done. Good, and come back down. So come to the one side and we'll change feet. So left leg bends, foot into the thigh. Sit bones onto the floor. Good. Inhale, find some length. Reach up. Exhale, fold forwards. Take hold of that foot. Well done. Good. Have a bend in the knee if you need to. That's absolutely fine because we're looking to stretch the hamstrings, but also into the left hip here. Good. And then inhale, come up. Take the left foot now behind you, so they've got your little tail of toes. Bring the heel onto the perineum. And then hover yourself up here. So set yourself up with the fingertips either side. Good. And maybe using that strength now of the pelvic floor. Inhale, lift up. So this is actually Mula Bandha. We're using here our Mula Bandha lock. Good. Exhale, come down. Well done. Okay, we'll come back down. We'll come into a boat pose now. So making sure that you've got your sit bones to the floor. If you have difficulty in boat pose, you might want to get your block and put it on the wall and put your heels on the block. So if you have difficulty with anything, if it's uncomfortable, try doing this with the block on the floor to lift your heels to find that place for that pelvis. Otherwise, coming to bring the toes underneath, you hold on to the shins, lift the chest. Good. And then we're just going to see if we can hover off. So find that balance point, bring the shins so they're vertical with the floor, maybe releasing the hands. So engage the core here. Look just above your toes. Good, maybe straightening out the legs, but watching you're not rounding out through the spine. Great. And release down. We're going to cross the legs here and lift off. So coming to a cross leg position, hands either side. See if you can lift the bottom off the floor, even if just the sit bones come off the floor. So push and lift off. You might be able to lift all your legs off. I can't. Oh, Bethan, can you? Hey. See if you can lift completely off the floor. Okay, and come back down. We'll come off into another boat pose. So bring the shins in, come onto your toes. Squeeze the knees together. Lift the shins, so working our core. Good, hands off either side. Maybe straightening out the legs. Good, just keep that neutral pelvis. Good. Excellent, and we'll take a vinyasa. So hands behind you. Inhale, lift the legs. cross them over, we'll roll forward onto the hands, jump back to high plank. Good. Exhale all the way down, untuck the toes, inhale, come up. Exhale, lower down, tuck the toes and push back up into our downward facing dog. Take a few breaths. Good. Exhale, bend the knees. We're going to jump to seated now. So jump, land with the legs crossed lightly and come back into seated. We'll come into Lord of the Fishes now to do a twist. So I'll come to face you. Bring the, so keep the, bend the right leg, take the right foot over the left knee. Good. Lean onto the left-hand side, bring that left knee to the side of the buttocks there, and just set yourself up, trying to get your sit bones to the floor. Okay, it can feel quite tight. It's a really good for opening up the side of this hip. Okay, inhale, find some length. And as you exhale, bring the left hand, maybe the left hand just holds on to the front of the knee. Maybe the left elbow comes onto the back of the knee. Right hand out behind you and find your twist. So inhale, grow tall, and then exhale, twist. Yes, so modify, hold on to the knee. Good. So as you inhale, find a little bit more length. Sit bones to the floor, crown of the head to the ceiling. And as you exhale, twist. Use the back fingers to help you twist deeper. Great. And now we'll release. Bring both legs out in front. Bend the left knee, left foot over the right knee. Lean over to the right hand side and bring that right knee underneath. Wiggle the sit bones to the floor. Good. And same again. So hold on to the shin. Inhale, find some length. Then exhale, either holding onto the knee or bringing that right elbow on top of the knee. Inhale, grow tall. It's this growing tall, really finding space that's really important. Find space between each of the vertebrae and then twist. Inhale, find length, and then exhale, twist. So look behind you. Good, and we'll release down. Great, so we'll just bring the legs out in front of you. We'll just do a couple of inversions. So options here to do happy baby, plow, maybe a shoulder stand, or if you've got a headstand that you're practicing, you might want to practice that now. So if you're coming down onto your back, roll down slowly. So first option, just to come into happy baby, holding onto the heels. This might be just what you feel you need right now. Or you can use the hands to lift the hips up, come into a plow pose. So really walk your hands under the hips, maybe take the knees down, and then coming into your shoulder stand. So if you're coming into shoulder stand, make sure you've got a good grip onto your hips, heels into your bottom, and then reach up. Point the toes up. Good. So really squeeze the legs together here, squeeze the glutes. Great, Bethan, well done. Okay, excellent, good. And if you've been in shoulder stand, bend the knees down, bring them down towards the forehead so you're coming out safely. Good. Then take the hands down to the floor, legs straighten out behind you, and slowly roll down. Just make sure you're coming safely out of your shoulder stand. Well done, great. And now preparing for Shavasana. So coming to lie down, maybe in recline butterfly, maybe with the legs outstretched. Just noticing what your body needs. Maybe getting a blanket, putting a jumper on, your choice. And just taking a few moments to settle in. Wonderful. Good. So just maybe if there's any discomfort in your lower back, having the feet flat on the floor, otherwise having the feet outstretched, toes falling away from one another, closing the eyes, and perhaps just notice if there's any areas in your body that want to fidget for a moment. So notice if there's any movement that you want to make. And then inviting stillness in. So really inviting your body to be completely still. Letting gravity completely hold you here now. So not all the muscles are relaxed. Just being in whatever shape you're in as you let gravity hold you here. Exploring all the contact points that you're making with the mat. Noticing the feet. Just being curious about any sensations in the feet, any tingling or fizziness. The ankles, lower legs, knees, the thigh bones. Just allowing whatever's here just to be here. Holding both legs now in awareness. And letting go of the legs, bringing your attention up through the body. Noticing the hips, the tummy, the chest, the full length of the spine, broadening out as you reach the shoulders and allowing those shoulders just to really sink down into the mat. Taking your attention down both arms, all the way down to the fingers. Allowing the fingers to be really soft and relaxed, so maybe they've curled in. And now bringing that awareness back up through the arms to the neck, the back of the head. Traveling over the top of your head now to your forehead. Allowing those eyebrows to relax. The eye sockets. The eyelashes. And all of the muscles in your face. Cheekbones and jaw. The tongue. And bringing your attention to your breathing. So just noticing the natural rhythm of your breath. And just staying with the breath. Not changing anything. So having this idea of this is me. No need to change. Just becoming more of who you are. So yoga allows us to really get to know our bodies. Allows us just to become more of who we are. We've got everything we need. As you breathe in, breathing some fresh oxygen into the lungs, bringing life into all of the body. Maybe stretching out the hands and the toes. Bringing the hands up above the head for a full body stretch. Really breathing into the side of the body now, allowing those ribs to expand. As you exhale, bring one knee in and then the other knee. Giving yourself a big hug, bringing the hands over the knees. Great, and now rolling over onto one side. And just taking a little moment in that fetal position. Perhaps noticing the energy that's been created in your body. Muscles that have been woken up and used. Setting you up for your day. And in your own time, Keeping the eyes closed, coming up to seated. And we'll take the hands either side and then take a bigger inhale, reach up, breathe into that chest, and then exhale, meet the palms and bring them all the way down to center. And a big inhale and exhale, blink the eyes open. Wonderful. Thank you. Well done, everyone. Fantastic. Have an awesome day. Awesome day. Just to let you know, I've decided to organize a retreat. So some of you know about this and some of you don't. So I'm going to organize a retreat. I'm going to see the venue later today and I'll be advertising it on Sunday, but I'll let all of you guys know first. It's going to be a yurt, a big yurt. Got our own shower block that I'm hiring in Periswood on the Gower. Fingers crossed. I'm going to check that I'm happy with it. Yeah, so it'll be big first weekend of July, hopefully. And there'll be 12 spaces and it'll be yoga, mindfulness, meditation, a little bit of silence, all food provided. Yeah, so I'll send you some more details very shortly. So yeah, I'm super excited and I can't wait to share it with you. So yeah, if you've got any questions or if you're interested, then let me know and I will send you details first. Hope you have a really, really nice day.
Thanks, Jo.
You're very welcome.
Thanks,
Thanks, Jo.
Take
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye,
Bye,
guys.
guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.